put your ideas on paper. Take a step back and really see your full next month rather than just every morning, just something random.
You know, like some people have made amazing careers and built followings, and then I look at the people like these kids that do toy reviews, and it's like,
I think he's the highest paid YouTuber.
And like
that kid, I know what kid you're talking
toys,
about.
And
he reviews toys.
Yeah, and I remember early on, I remember these girls, they started this YouTube channel, and they would just buy clothes from Target and then just rate it. And then, you know, because that's what they bought. And then brands started to see like their following, and it was like, oh my God, man, let's give them some free clothes. Now they're getting free clothes to rate it. So
are you getting paid to travel?
Again, it's
travel vloggers.
Now you've built yourself to become what they consider.
Yeah, you really can create a business around
this world influencer. But man, it's tiring, man. You got to be on 120%.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to drop content all the time, and people don't realize how much work it is. They think like, oh yeah, he just rates toys.
Travel.
But dude, like, you gotta go buy toys. Your content has to be relevant. You have to make sure you deliver the right product to the right people. It's like, it's a lot of work, man.
Plus you have to learn how to edit, right?
I guess. I mean, some people edit, some people don't edit, right? It's a lot of work if you think about it. Social media is amazing, and now that there's so many different aspects of the platforms, whether it's Facebook, IG, TikTok, tweeting, I mean, there's ways to get your brand out there. And I just personally think we think it's free, but someone's paying in the end, you know. At one point in time,
paying with our pay is our attention.
Yeah, I think in the end, you know, monetizing everything is going to be the game, right?
Yeah, attention is the new currency.
Yeah, you know, but
it's super valuable.
To launching a business, getting the right people behind it.
Can you launch a business without social media?
Yeah, I believe you can.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
Yes, I absolutely believe you can.
But will you do well if you don't have a social media?
Well, you will. You know, you go back to guerrilla marketing. What did social media come from? It came from guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is pounding the pavement. You can launch a business. Yeah, you can launch a business without social media. Hell yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you just do activations, collaborations, partnerships, networking circles, and you don't post nothing? Yeah, you can do it. Okay. I truly believe it's still alive and well. It's like one of the business I own is screen printing, right? We print t-shirts, stuff like this, right? And it's like the process is still very archaic. You put ink on a screen, you run a squeegee.
You made that shirt?
No, I don't, no.
I was gonna say, it looks cool.
No, but you run it, but at the same time, how the industry evolved is going to automation, right? Like now.
Did you make that hat?
I did. Yeah, but you know, it's one of those things where you don't do this anymore. The machine's doing it for you. So the evolution of the whole process is still very archaic, but it evolved to something automated to mass produce, right? So yeah, I still believe you can launch something with no social media.
Yeah, anytime I'm online, the first thing I do, a lot of times, is go down to the bottom of a person's website and see their social media. I don't think I've ever come across a company that doesn't have it. If they don't, I'm very shocked. Like, where's their Instagram connection? Where's their Facebook?
So you vet companies by their social media?
That's literally, I do that all the time.
What's the process for you when you vet a company for their social media?
I mean, I just go to their website and literally go straight to the bottom and look for the social media.
So you go to the website
links
firyou don't go to their Instagram, TikTok, Facebook first? Really?
No.
That's interesting.
No. Well, and I'm a web developer too, or designer. That's, I'm a designer, I'm not a coder, so I'm not a developer, but I do design. But yeah, so that's usually what I do first. And obviously the main ones, right? People launch the Instagram, Facebook. But now we're being told you got to be on LinkedIn.
Who's they are telling you this?
It's just out there that people are less and less on Facebook now. The people on Facebook are like our parents. And LinkedIn is like the place to be to do business on social media. And then I mentioned in the last episode too that TikTok is starting to gain more and more margins and taking away from Facebook for the first time ever. Facebook's never had a competitor, and now they potentially have another platform that could, I don't think they're never gonna knock Facebook out. I mean, can you imagine a day without Facebook? You think that company will ever go away? It's not
I think it'll evolve. I think it'll evolve.
Yeah, it's gonna evolve. I mean, they're already turning into Meta. I was checking out their VR, Oculus.
Yeah.
Not that expensive, $399 for those sets of goggles. Is it worth it? to me, it's still a little surreal. I can't imagine sitting there with goggles on my head for more than 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah, I mean.
But the only thing I feel like I would use that for is like exercising. Like putting those goggles on and like boxing. That sounds fun.
I've done that before.
Have you did it?
Yeah, my brother-in-law has it and I've done it. It's pretty cool. I mean, but.
You think you could do a full workout on that?
No, because, well, I guess I probably can, but I probably wouldn't because my form of working out is completely different. I'm not into.
Yeah, I heard Joe Rogan talking about, because Joe Rogan had Mark Zuckerberg on his podcast, and Mark Zuckerberg does jujitsu.
Yeah, he's.
So Joe was like, "Oh, you can make people feel, but you can't really do that with jujitsu."
No,
because there's a
body contact. And there's this.
So every other sport, like golf, non-contact, they can simulate.
You can box, you can simulate a lot of different things through virtual reality.
But not jujitsu.
What you probably can do in jujitsu, I mean, is you can do like the simulated reality or virtual reality of the drills. Probably is what I'm thinking. You know, like sidestepping, you know, belly, you know. But you can't like. There's this that sport has to do with so much contact. Because it's like a puzzle. If we're gonna roll, what they call rolling is when you start wrestling each other. When you roll, you don't know what. He
does jujitsu like 3 times. How many times a week?
Probably like I try between 3 to 5 times a week.
That's why we kind of started going down this topic.
But it's a puzzle. Like I'm gonna do something and you're gonna react to it. I don't know what it is. So like in virtual reality, like you can do one of these. I mean, you could probably go through the motions. I don't know, man. Like, that's not for me.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where Facebook seems to be headed. You know, so that's not really social media if they turn into this like virtual reality company, but they'll still have Instagram. But you know, there's been a lot of changes with Instagram as well, you know, and for one of the major changes they were saying is they were going to take away the like count. So you can't see, but that's where everybody gets their dopamine.
Yeah.
Is like, oh my God, 30 people liked this.
Yeah.
You know, and so Instagram was saying that they were going to take that away.
Well, they'll charge.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen. But I mean, for social media, it's awesome because you can launch a business, be an entrepreneur, do something and get probably more eyes ever globally with third of the effort.
Instagram profile, yeah.
With third of the effort, right? Like to get your brand globally 10 years ago was like you had to work, you had to travel, you had to market, you had to collaborate, you had to network. Now, I mean, if it's such
buy a newspaper ad.
Yeah, whatever it is, if it's so attractive and people are emotionally attached to it, then it's just going to happen by itself. You know, it's one of those things where, again, yeah, I mean, I guess that's just marketing in the way of the future. Like, you know, as marketers, we have to, I mean, I remember back in the days when I worked for this big conglomerate action sport company, you know, I remember people were getting fired to get on Facebook, you know, they're at the office and our boss told us to get on there. Oh my
God, what year was that? That had to be when Facebook first was started.
First came out, man. Our boss said
people were risking their jobs.
Yeah, and then
for social media.
Our boss was like, get on there every day and tell me what your consumers are looking, eating, feeling, what
he was smart.
What bands they like, you know, and then it was just you allowed to be in tune. And this brand that I work for, we hired somebody professionally to do Facebook every day, and literally under a year, we had like 1 million followers or something like that. It was so big because what we found out was it allowed people globally to have a direct conversation with the brand. You know, like if you have a brand or you're launching something, it allows people to have a direct conversation with you. But there's also the good and bad at your brand sucks, you can't do nothing, but at the same time, oh my God, your brand's awesome, your music's great, your art's great, you know, I'd like to get, you know, there's so much that's part of it, you know. But I mean, social media is amazing, man, but gosh, it's a lot of work. People don't realize, like, they just see like the top 0.5% of this world that's making really good money off of it and think it's attainable. But I mean, when I hear like kids talk about, I want to start a brand, I want to be an influencer, I guess they just sometimes they don't know how much work is put into it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be an influencer, man, like I said earlier right now, it's like, that's a lot of work, man. You got to be on all the time.
Yeah.
That's like smiling like 7 days a week, all day long like this, you know? Like, it's like, fuck, dude, like, it gets tiring, man. You just don't want to smile anymore. It's like Like, I'm a marketing guy. I go to these conventions, right? And like, when I come back, I don't want to talk to anybody. Because all I do is like yap, 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 yap. And I don't even want to talk to anybody anymore, man. You know, but it's like, again, yeah, social media, it's allows us to get out there faster and quicker, but you know, you gotta figure it out, right? Because if your business can't handle that, the rate of speed at its growing virally to monetize that, then you can tank. And then if your viral media of your business, social media, gets so far ahead and you're still so far back, then you're gonna miss the boat. So again, it's amazing, but also detrimental, right?
You gotta stay ready.
Yeah.
Stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, you gotta be hustling all the time, but there's so many things you can do nowadays, you know, like this whole hashtagging thing. You know, I see a lot of social media out there, and sometimes it's informative, right? Like Instagram, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm a lurker, man, because I like, especially when it comes to photography. You know, I watch people, I look at how they shot this angle and their perspective of the shots. Like, I would have never saw that in photography class, you know, when I took a photography class, you know, because it's like, wow, they have an eye for this way they see, their perspective of seeing something. It's a rock in the yonder, but the way they see it through a lens and through how they create it, whether it's video or photos, they just, you know, they just show it in a different light. I see this kid out there that's on Instagram I follow. He's like, hey, can I shoot a video of you? It's kind of like weird to say, hey, can I walk up and do a video of you? Then he develops this content, and it's just amazing, right? And he does a lot of different brands because he's trying to get picked up as a video content creator for these
Is he the
brands.
guy that holds the cell phone and then like he does all these cool angles and he goes around, and then when you watch the video it looks like...
Yeah, there's so much you can do.
Yeah,
Again, I mean, it's a great way to self-promote. It's like an online resume, right? Like, okay, what kind of work have you done? Well, here's my fucking resume, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think, social media is great.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram for sure.
You know?
Yeah, Instagram, I mean, I know people that like, they definitely curate their content. So when you look on their profile, it's like they have a theme. You know, mine's more of a personal branded profile. But then we launched the company one for Marketing Made Me. We'll be working with SoCal Source to get theirs up. I am really kind of seeing that TikTok is really where it's at. So we're gonna probably start focusing more on TikTok.
What if TikTok's not the place where our main consumer is?
Well, we'll find out.
You know, right?
We'll find out.
I know, like, don't get me wrong, TikTok's rad. I like it. It's quick, it's easy. But I mean, again, you know, we have to evaluate like the process and kind of go from there, right? No one thought viral media would be such a sensation and such a impactful form of telling a message, right? I mean, who would have thought, man, this thing right here, this phone shoots like 14 megs. You can shoot a catalog with this. You can edit videos on this thing right out of the boat. You don't need
You can make a movie on.
You don't need a big DSLR. You don't need Final Cut Pro. You don't need these big, I mean, when you get to that level, you do, but like, it can all be done from there, man. Like, there's so many tools now. The question is social media creation, you know, content generation. This is package that people have to understand, especially as an entrepreneur, to like if you're gonna open a restaurant, like, I truly believe that the days of opening a restaurant and knowing you're gonna crush it are gone. You just gotta put a little bit of effort, right? Unless you bought into this big brand, like you bought into like an In-N-Out or something.
Or Domino's.
Or Domino's, you know, they're gonna buy into you because you're just such a global market, right? Or a global brand. But at the same time, you know, you're a small business, you're a family, you need to give a little bit, you know, give back to the community and then start building upon that. And then start developing, like, I call ambassadors or sales reps for your brand that say, hey, that's a great restaurant, come here, they had great food, you know. But I don't know, I mean, social media is just another form of word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
Or word of mouth through some type of content generator.
Yeah, I mean, our social media, I mean, obviously we're here on YouTube, so that's a form of social media. I mean, you know, people can comment. I mean, that's the whole thing, is where you can capture engagement. So we've decided to use YouTube to get our message out, and you know, follow us on Instagram, and make sure you like and comment and subscribe here on YouTube.
Yeah.
And, you know, let us know your thoughts
Yeah.
And we'll definitely talk to you and answer back. And if you have any ideas for the show, let us know. How is your social media journey going? Do you dread doing it? Do you outsource it? Because it's a necessary evil. You really can't ignore it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like to do it. We handle social media for clients, and it allows them to show their personality because we cover all of their business posts.
Yeah.
So when they want to pop in and give us a little behind the scenes, #BTS. Just kidding. It makes it easier for our clients to, not feel like social media is a burden, because a lot of business owners don't want to deal with social media because we're in our 40s and 50s. Some of us are kind of slow, even in their 60s, they're past, like, I think now people know, but in the beginning, older people were like not trying to mess with social media. They were just like, whatever, I don't want to deal with that. But now it's like they know they have to adapt. And so a lot of times they do hire out. So we do that for our clients. And we write their posts, we schedule everything. And then that way, like I said, it could hopefully bring back the fun for them. Because social media should be fun, right? In the beginning, but now we're monetizing it.
Yeah.
So whether that was Facebook's intention, for example, when they decided to create it, and it wasn't, from what Mark Zuckerberg says, is that they wanted to make this platform where the world could stay connected, and we could all be connected to our friends and our families at all times. And now it's involved to selling our data, selling our attention. So it's kind of grown into this whole beast that we have to deal with, you can't run from. So you either deal with it, play along, outsource it, or you can ignore it too. I mean, there are obviously people that are not online or not on social media, but for us, that's what we do for our clients. We curate their posts.
Curate, build strategy.
Yeah, and now we're even planning content, right? Like what you were saying is like, and that, if you do that, like we have a content calendar we just made, and it was just a generic template, literally. But what it does is allow you to just put your ideas on paper. Even if it's just like, okay, here's a month, and then here's like 5 post ideas, and we can schedule them. You can take a step back and really see your full next month of content that's going to come out, rather than just every morning shooting just something random. So we do have our own content calendar as well, and I'm enjoying that process, because then it also allows you to see holes in your calendar, and you can kind of see like, okay, what could we do that day, because you see that we don't have anything scheduled. So I think also it helps you get more creative if you're planning out content. So to me, it's fun. I like scheduling content. I like thinking of ideas that we're going to post about, so it's not as random. So I think our team is coming up with a nice little system for our social media. Go follow Marketing Made Me on Instagram. You can kind of see our post that just came out, and we'll be posting more.
Yeah, absolutely. And just know too, with social media, there has to be some type of scheduling. It's fun for your first 5 posts, but your first five posts get monotonous. It gets very boring really fast. But if you're the person that doesn't care and just want to do what you want to do what you want to do. Like, that's, I think, so I guess going back to scheduling, I mean, if you're a company, do whatever you want. Share the world your view on something. There's so many ways to do it, and I think social media is a great platform, whether it's good or bad. Yeah. And sometimes, it's our amendment, it's our rights, it's our amendment.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's an amendment. We have the right to say and think and do, right? Yeah, it's
unless you get deplatformed like that guy Andrew Tate.
Oh yeah, so that's what it is. Let's not get into that, but at the same time, social media is great for entrepreneurs. Just there's a lot to it. It's not just social media. There's a lot to making it right, especially for the long-term part of your personal brand or your personal business. Just know that there's just a little bit more work that's involved. And I always go back to the little kid that's rating toys and playing with these toys on YouTube. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into that to make that happen.
Oh my God.
I guess the first time he bought the toys and he rated it cool, but like as they started looking at it as a business,
They have built an empire off that.
I guess if anything, if you look
unpacking.
if you look at anything as a business, that's when it gets to be challenging. You know, that's just like that's because you start to monetize it, right? Because when you look at it as a business, you want to monetize it. When you monetize it, that's where the stresses come. That's where like the scheduling has to come. So so just social media, have fun, but for business, you got to dig a little deeper.
It's a necessary evil.
Yeah, you got to dig a little deeper. Is my comment on that.
Right now, we're on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, and our hashtag is MMM, hashtag marketing. So if you search that, you'll probably find us.
Cool.
I don't know. Yeah, social media is just a necessary evil. You have to post just to stay in front of your customers, but it's a good strategy as well. You know, and on top of it, it's free for now.
Right, for now. For now, yeah.
So we're able to create content, publish it. We're all self-publishers now. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to have. I mean, you can still do the old-fashioned way and like get your book published by a big publisher, but right now we're able to just create and post. You know,
yes, we are.
You know, is it like that in all over the world?
I don't know. I don't know what's
pretty
around the
crazy.
world. I haven't tried.
The United States, we have the most freedom in the world.
Wow.
But. Cool. We hope you like this conversation on social media. Let us know where you're at on social media. We'll follow you if you follow us. We'll follow everyone back. Look us up at Marketing Made Me. Shout out to Prop Money. Thanks for giving us this 5
racks and stacks. Prop Money, movies,
Benjis,
videos.
And if you implement some of these strategies, these will turn into real dollars.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.
Peace.